Hey, welcome to Grow Your Biz. My name is Brandon Roberts, and today we're going to talk about the most important thing when advertising on Facebook.
MBW.
And that is targeting. Your targeting is crucial. If you don't have the right targeting and you're not hitting the right audience, then it doesn't matter how good your ad is. It doesn't matter what the picture is, how good the image is, how good the ad copy is, none of that. Because if you're showing the wrong ad to the wrong type of people, you're not going to get your conversion, whether that be a sale, a website link, page engagement, post engagement, whatever. You're just not going to achieve the results that you think that you should. So instead of wasting your money, let's go ahead and make sure that you have a good general basic outline of what targeting is, the different ways that you can do it, and let's just jump into it.
Look, targeting isn't some crazy matrix-styled, data processing, computer programming stuff. It's really simple. As long as you know the terminology and you got a basic understanding, it's pretty simple. So that's what I'm going to give you right now. Let's look at it. Okay, first things first, let's get this out of the way. Take notes. Writing things down helps you learn. So create that neural pathway and make it strong. The more you go over something, the more you write things down, take notes, all those types of things helps your brain be able to take that information and then bring it back whenever you need it at a later date. So grab a pen, grab a paper, because we're going to be going over a list of things rather quickly. And for any newcomers out there, it's going to be a lot of ground to cover. So stay with me. Now look, I don't know about you guys, but I take money very seriously. Money is how I provide for my family. It's how I pay the bills. It's how I do anything that I need to accomplish in my life. So for the future of my family and for my clients' families, I view money very seriously. That's why anyone who's going to get into marketing or doing anything through social media, you need to recognize and change how you view those platforms. Facebook is an advertising company. What that means is Facebook will spend your money if you let it. So if you're okay with boosting a post and knowing that you're not getting the absolute most return, highest return on that ad campaign, then go for it. Boost your post, throw your money away. No problem. I believe that's only for big businesses. If you're a small company, small agency, you need to be able to make the absolute highest ROI as possible. So let's get into the next, targeting. Okay, audience targeting. Facebook advertising encompasses a lot of stuff, but none of them will ever be as important as your targeting. Making sure your ads are in front of the right people is paramount and basically your job as a digital marketer. Think about it. Do you really want to spend your money showing an advertisement about a butcher shop or a specialty meat shop to a vegan? No, it's not going to make any sense. So it's going to be a waste of ad spend and a waste of your ad budget, and people are going to think that you're an idiot, basically. Or at least I will. So don't do it. Now, even though I give you that example, some people still need a little bit, more. So here it is. Facebook has over 1.8 billion with a B, billion active users globally. Let that sink in for a minute. That means when you're discussing in terms of targeting, you have the entire globe, every developed country. And then in that, you have all these different people and personalities. They all have different traits, different characteristics. They all like different things. And it's your job when they're swiping through their phone to catch their attention in the span of a second or two, because that's the only amount of screen time you've got, and get them to click on you. Pay attention to you. 0.01% of that is 180,000 people. This should kind of highlight the importance of targeting and make it a little easier to understand why it's so important. With that many people, the importance of narrowing it down to who you want seeing your ad becomes a little bit clearer. All right, now targeting on Facebook, there's basically 3 ways to do that. First up, you have core targeting, which is your very basic standard where you start off type of targeting. You have custom audiences, which is a little more advanced, and then you have lookalike audiences, which are basically the King Kong of ways to target on Facebook. Now, just because you know what they are doesn't really tell you much, so let's break those down a little bit. Core targeting is basically where you're targeting people by location or their demographics, interests, behaviors, and connections. So it's no secret that Facebook has this data because you give it to them when you create your profile. I mean, it's not a secret. But whenever Facebook first did this, it was revolutionary. Never before were marketers able to target an audience with such specifics. I mean, a lot of people made a lot of money real quick, and there's some still do. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with core targeting. It's basically your start your starting point. It's like your jump point to do all of these other things. So let me just show you what I mean. So next up, we have custom audiences. Now, the reason this is an even more powerful type of audience than core targeting is because custom audiences allow you to target people you already have a relationship with. So whether that's through them liking your page or post, or, more on that in a second, but just think about it. When you're interacting with someone who already knows you, they already know your brand, you are way more likely to get a sale or conversion of some type. So, it's like the cold audience versus the warm audience. You're obviously going to get more with the warm audience. That's just how it is. You can create a custom audience from people that have done a page engagement. So you can create a page engagement custom audience, website custom audiences, and if you have an email list, you can upload that and you can create a custom audience from that. App engagement is the same way. Video views, same thing. It's an amazing tool. So last but definitely not least, you have lookalike audiences. Now, lookalike audiences are the most advanced, but they're really not that hard to understand. So a lookalike audience is basically where you have a saved audience previously. You've already got one built, and then you feed that audience to Facebook, and its algorithm searches over 1,200 different data points that it has on each individual in that group, and then it finds other people who are very, very similar to the first group. So it sees which data points are shared the most by the first group, and then it looks for another group that's, say you give it a group of 10,000, it'll feed you back a group of 2 million. So the potential to scale your business is really just out of this world. It really is. This is the most powerful type of targeting that you can do on Facebook. Like I said, having a warm audience over a cold audience will win every day. After learning about all these different ways that you can target on Facebook, I know in the beginning it might seem really confusing, and after learning all this, you're kind of like, great, well, how does this help me? I'm at zero. I have no audiences, nothing, no lookalikes, none of that stuff. I don't have anything. Well, look, I know from personal experience that starting from nothing can be very confusing. Just start with this basic outline.
Right. As long as you follow that outline, you should be fine. Now look, it does take a little bit of money to build a core target audience, because if you're starting from zero, it's not just going to be super easy for you. You got to do research, and you have to think like your customer. Expect to spend at least $500 for your ad budget to build that audience. Now, when I say think like your customer, do the research, use some common sense, think about it. What pages would they like to visit on Facebook if you were them? What websites would they like to go to? What blogs would they read? What do they like to go shopping for? All these different things come into play whenever you're trying to build an audience from just the core targeting. Now, once you have that and you've built up and you've driven engagement, and I'd say in the thousands to whichever one of those that you picked, or maybe you're using a combination of those, use that to create your custom audience. Now, make sure you have a good sized data chunk. Now, Facebook's going to create that lookalike audience, and they're going to need as much data as possible to create that. So make sure that you're not just doing it with 100 or 200 people. You can, but it will underpopulate and you won't really get the size that you're looking for. So the whole point of making a lookalike audience is to scale. So the more data that you can give it, the more people that are in that audience, the better off you're going to be. My name is Brandon Roberts, and I hope you enjoyed everything in this video. If you learned anything, or if you got any value from this, please go ahead, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and look out for our next videos, because we're going to be going in depth. I'm actually going to take you inside of Facebook. I'm going to show you on screen how to do all these things. We're also going to show you some SEO, A/B split testing, and some other email marketing automation tips. Those are coming up really soon. Little parts of this were actually part of our Facebook ads course that we're creating. So if you're interested in learning Facebook ads and you want someone that will teach you detailed, very precisely what to do step by step, go ahead and check it out. It's in the beta course right now. So if you want to be a part of that, go ahead, drop us an email or a like, comment, something, and get a hold of us and we'll put you on the list. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Check out for our next video coming in just a few days. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night.